I love that you're talking about healthy love, unhealthy love. And I'm one of those. I'm a bit of a. I can be a hard one to crack. And what really
so wait. Can we hold on a second? Can we say what your sign is at least?
Yes, absolutely.
You're Cancer.
I am a Cancer.
So you have a shell.
I do.
And it's a protection shell. And then when you let your guard down, the shell comes out and she runs around and she's happy and she's amazing. And then she's like, oh my God, I didn't want that. Unhealthy. No. Hey. And she shuts down, right? So, I mean, you use that word just because you're already energetically, I'm going to keep up my shell or not, right? So everybody's got a version of that. You just did it well. Most people won't admit to the wall or shell or whatever protection mechanism. So it's like, I got a hard shell to crack, but I think you've cracked it.
I do. Well, it's work. It's work, right? You've got to do the work, and that's why I come back to you, and that's why we've been working together for a really long time. It's accountability, it's consistency, and I have a personal philosophy that if we're not learning, we're not growing, we're dying. There's always an opportunity for a next level, a leveling up. So what I was going to say is healthy love, unhealthy love. It wasn't that long ago you shared with me something that just stuck.
What?
And it's not love.
What?
It's healthy truth or unhealthy truth. It's always the truth, however you're delivering it, but it's either healthy or unhealthy. And I believe that is something that you are so incredibly good at. You are so good at getting right to the heart of the truth in anyone. And of course you've mastered this. You have mastery on being able to share with somebody their blueprint.
Sure.
And helping launch them, right? Into the cracking open. And I also know that you work with not just a high performing personality like me, but a lot of high performing personalities who are incredibly successful in life, whether that be as an entrepreneur or somebody in a position of leadership. Why is it, would you say, let's go, because we want to stay on this love thing, right?
No,
this healthy love, this unhealthy love.
Yeah.
Why are some of these clients who on the outside really, most people would assume they really have their act together.
Yeah.
They've got an incredible social circle. They've killed it in business. They have maybe the material items that are their worldly trophies of like, I have my act together. And they're coming to you, I know pretty often from a professional place because they're leveling something up, or it might be coming to you to help manage their teams better, grow their business, and then it's all about relationships, whether it's professional or personal, and it typically runs into love, right? Comes into love.
Yeah.
Why are these high-performing personalities having such a difficult time in romantic relationship, love relationships? Or let's go there, and then let's talk about if they have children, right? That's another thing you're really good at is, so why are people so screwed up in love? Please help us.
So what I watch, and again, you do this for 30 years, like you said it well, I'm such a pattern person. I watch these patterns, and I watched my own patterns. So this is why this whole thing probably has evolved for me. But you watch these patterns of like, you have everything you want. Why are you unhappy? And most people would be like, well, how do you coach? I don't really coach anymore, right? I teach more courses in my elite group. But in my one-on-ones, I will get the hyper successful and says, please, just a couple sessions, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Why did you call me? Well, and they will list what you just said. I got the Ferrari. I even have a jet, and I have this, and do you know how many companies I have? And I have these 15 homes or whatever. And I'm like, awesome. Like, so why are you calling? And they're like, well, I go, how are your relationships? Like, that's all I want to know. Like, and you see this immediate lockup, and they're like, well, that's why I'm calling. Right. And what you start to realize is no external amount of things, because things do not solve the soul. The soul, we're in a 3D matrix, right? Like everything is a thing you can touch. So body is what you can touch. A car you can touch, a thing you can touch, a house you can touch. Then we go to the mind, right? And that is thinking, what your thoughts are, right? And then we go into soul, spirit, the higher realms, whatever you want to call it, God. The problem is we've been in this thing creation reality for so long, and it inverted, and we started at things and we go, what thought do I have to have? And then is it true for me? And so a lot of people are still in that old software of thinking of, I got these things, why am I not happy? And they don't realize that we've shifted into, is this true for me first? Is my soul aligned? This is a truth. Now, the car, you may be a dude and this is in his chart and he loves cars and buying and selling them.
Loves cars.
Well, or my girl, you know, and you love driving fast, which you do. And I love that. And she's a speed demon and she wants her Porsche and she's going to drive it fast. And that's okay. But those are things in your chart that says it brings you passion. So it is true for you. That's okay, because then the mind goes here and then it says, I'm going to create the thing. It drops the thing into you. Mm-hmm. The challenge is that we have been living off this epigenetic lineage and history of a program that says trusting your soul and connecting is less valuable than things. This is less valuable than this. And this, health, wealth, love, all of it heals when this is true. And that's the challenge why when I see successful people and they're miserable is because they can honestly admit, I have all the things in the world, but I'm lonely. My soul is unhappy. I want to connect. I want to share who the real person inside is. And most of us don't share the truth, where you went with it, the truth. Right? We're not... I think we got too far into the weeds of this therapy, what's wrong with you, psychology, which is the whole reason I do Lighthouse Mastery is see where you're playing small, stuck, burnt out, and then flip the script 180 and go to what your soul already knows is a higher frequency, a higher version of you, the life you deserve. And I think we've been told you've worked so hard, and so you do have things and houses and careers and companies, but shouldn't you have all 12 categories lit up like a lighthouse, like with 12 rooms around you and they're all lit? But we settle for, you should be happy for, you should be grateful for. And I'm like, bullshit, you should have it all. Not to have, but to be. So when we go meet a person and we're in a relationship, what's the one thing a lot of hyper successful people, they've been focused on the thing, body aspect, creation, doing mode, and they don't know how to receive, because doing is giving, pushing. And they don't know how to receive simple emotional love. So guess what? They go to the pattern performance and they sabotage that shit real fast. And that's the problem. It's not even a problem. It's more, do you want to feel instead of do?
Well, and I believe we sabotage from a place of subconscious.
We do.
Right?
This is also, you don't know what you're
setting
doing.
out to light it on fire.
You have no idea you're doing
those
it.
Things. Yeah,
I do it all the time.
Especially, let's talk about women who are high-performing personalities, right? Who are career women, or they are doing some epic things in the world.
Yes.
I'm in the generation, I'm going to speak for my generation of like, we were raised with, not only can you do it all, but you should want to do it all. Like, why wouldn't you want, this is freedom. And so women really get stuck in a high performance place. You don't have to be running your own company. You don't even have to be in management. You can just be high performing at whatever work it is that you do in the world. And then if you have loved ones that you're responsible for caring for and meeting their needs as well, we end up in an energetic place of,
complete burnout.
This is one of my favorite stories that I'm going to share. And working with you was a day, I'm in my office and you and we've got a meeting set up and we're having a conversation. And I was so frustrated with you, just trying to explain to me the very basics of the masculine and feminine energy. This isn't about guy, girl, male, female, whatever. This is just energy we're having a conversation about. And you were coaching me at that time about taking into consideration the feminine energy in my life. And I could not wrap my mind. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'm pretty sharp.
You're pretty sharp.
I could not wrap my mind around this concept because of, just being in that performance mode for so long. As you're talking about your truth, your healthy love or healthy truth or unhealthy truth, and talking about the energies, which you pick up so well in the charts and recognizing the patterns, how would you say that is really tripping people up? Because therapy, to your point, is like all of the rage right now, right? There's apps, it's highly being promoted.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? But I don't think that there's a lot of conversation about the basics of the energetics of who we are, what makes us up. There's a lot of things like trigger, like everybody's triggered, and I get triggered when this happens. I get triggered, or the narcissist thing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the energetics of all of this as the CEO soul activator.
Well, people get so stuck on, and again, you got to remember, it's predictive programming. It's pattern, you're performing patterns. And so if you've been programmed, therapy, gotta go to therapy, something's wrong with you. So everybody is so stuck in what's wrong with them. I don't even think your 4 hot spots are wrong with you. I just think we got to walk into the fire. We got to walk in that room in that category and go, feels like it's going to burn me, but I'm not really getting burnt. Like, we're literally delusional about our power. So yes, women have been like, you can do it all. This is programming. Does that mean you have to? I mean, I've done the same thing as you, self-driven, pushing it hard, companies, and I owned a hair salon for all these things I've done. Why? Because I had one thing that I comprehended that women didn't get, which is I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm going to be the mother, the nurturer, that aspect of myself that I didn't grow up seeing, but I knew these patterns that people don't normally see, right? So for me, it was she couldn't, but I can. I don't know how. Right. And I made a company or a business so I could bring them to work with me. I could leave. I could cancel my clients. I'm out. Their kids are important. So I did create the aspect of that feminine energy of me being able to feel it and still go, but you're still a creator and you're but the world has said, if you don't want a business, if you're not successful, if you don't have high net worth, well, if you're going into a shitty relationship, you got a shitload of money, but your net worth, your emotional worth says, I suck, I'm lack, I'm small, I play in scarcity. You're accepting crappy relationships. This is just a buffer. So we've been programmed a little bit to believe that we had to do it all instead of what we can do that matches our soul. And so energetically, if you look at the masculine, feminine, the feminine expands everything she touches. So we put women in these stupid positions of, okay, go to work. Okay, I'll expand that. Okay, create a company. Okay, I'll expand that. Why? Because here's the man and he is the creator. He's the driver. He's the penis. She's the vagina, right? You stick it in. What does she do? She creates a baby. She creates more. She makes more out of whatever he drives or brings to her, and it's a man-woman, take the man-woman out of it. Whatever the action that a woman creates, driving, career, family, whatever, she creates more of. So now she's doing both roles instead of just being the expander. She didn't catch on that she took on all these roles, but she doesn't know another way. In feminine energy, you don't know another way, most women, because that's what you do organically. Or women, energetically, feminine. So men on the aspect of going, well, everybody is balanced. Everybody has masculine and feminine in them.
Right.
It's just which one do you shut off and which one do you you turn up to a hyper vigilant focus and there's nothing there. So I know a lot of people overly feminine and they're masculine, their driver, their creator. You're creating this. I am not, because they're just lacking and don't want to look at it.
Let's go back to the conversation of love. Everybody seems to want it, right? There's a big dating app industry built around people seeking connection, human connection in a world where we've kind of been reduced to boxes and social media. And, you know, there's a lot of studies that have, you know, shown that people are lonelier now than ever before as a result of that. And
So
desperately seeking human connection and seeking that love. But what is so fascinating to me is we work so hard for that, right? And you're talking earlier about how people mirror one another and that performance in the beginning. And then there's the statistics that also show there's a high percentage of these relationships falling apart. You know, the divorce rate is no shocking surprise that it's significantly high, and, you know, terrible things enter what was once great relationships, whether it's, you know, someone ends up with a job loss, a diagnosis, an addiction of some sort, whether it's drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, betrayal enters relationships. Why is it that we sabotage something everyone seems to be desperately seeking? What's going on there?
I think there's a couple pieces, but when I evaluate it, and I've been through, like, I've done all the dating, my husband and I met on an app. This was long ago, right? When it was just new. And I'm always like, you know me, I'll try anything once. So I was like, I'm on 4 apps. Let's try this out. What are these things all about, right? And one pattern that I noticed is that people are, again, showing up to perform, and they're not showing up as their truth. And for me, I was like, okay, this is my truth. This is who I am. And before I even talked, like, I knew who I was. So I'm like, take it or leave it. Like, I didn't have this fear of someone wanting me, but we go in hoping we will be wanted, as opposed to dating. Like, people go in dating and saying, like, do they want me? Or do you think they're going to like me? Do you think I'm pretty enough? Do you think I'm handsome enough? Do you think I'm successful? Whatever it is. So we go in and expect them to fill this thing that we don't understand. So we're going in with an expectation that they're going to make us complete. There's that whole 100% pot. You don't need couples therapy if you're 2 whole people, because you just have an abundance to give. Well, most people going in are like, this is the fix. They'll be right here. So there's your dating. And I tell everybody when I'm in clients, like, they're like, well, what do I do on this app? Be honest. Like, in the email, or I don't know how they work now, right?
I've never been on one.
Okay. So usually you text them first, or the email starts that. Hi, do you want to be my friend? Oh, sure. You know, whatever it is. And I'm like, be brutally honest at the beginning. Like, be you. This is who I am. This is what I'm looking for. Do you want that? If you don't, it's really cool to meet you. You might meet some cool friends. But we go in to find love and fill this unhealthy love that we can't address because we haven't seen the 4 hotspots. So we think someone else is going to fill those voids, and then they show up and we're like, I can't believe them. Well, they match those wounds, right? So there's your energetic sonar match that I kept going back to the beginning. So we aren't going in authentically from our soul's authentic truth. We're going in with a patterned performance of who we think we should be for this person to want us.
Do you think it's because people don't know?
They don't know.
Their soul
That's my
They don't
point.
Know themselves?
No,
they don't know
is the
how to
biggest
be
piece.
truthful because they don't really know the truth of who they are.
And this is why I call bullshit on the whole self-love industry. Just love yourself more. I'm like, listen, Carrie, I can feel crappy one day. If I go get a massage, I feel better for like the day. The next day, the crap that I haven't dealt with is back, right? Like, I can paint my toes and get the pedicure and get my hair done. I feel good for a day. And the next day, I'm like, I'm still back, because you don't understand yourself. When you do, everything starts coming together and you start going, oh, I don't want to go over there. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to this person. This person's kind of shady on the text in this dating app. Delete. X out, no thanks. Like, we're so afraid to just speak up and say, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Not in a, you need to do what I need you to do to make me happy. But that's where they're going in and going, if you do this for me, then I will be happy. That's wrong. It's the wrong direction. It's, this is who I am. And I'm kind of, I guess if you turn dating more into like an interviewing process instead of a wanting me process, it would change the game.
right?
Right.
But we don't go in to kind of interview, are they a match to your truth? Because we don't, you're right on the mark. Most people don't understand themselves.
That's why you're an incredible,
Yeah.
activator here, helping people do that. And it also goes in business as well, right? Sometimes people get into business partnerships out of not speaking their truth, desperation, fear
100%.
that they might be inadequate and something lacking, and they just latch on to another opportunity to scale, and that can go terribly bad if you don't know who you are.
Oh,
right?
totally.
If you don't,
This raise, this promotion, this new company. I've been in 4 companies in the last 6 years. Okay, this one will make me feel better. This company, do you know what their company name is? This one will make me feel better. And you notice how they just don't feel better, even though they're achieving? It fascinates me too, right? Like, I'm like, do you not see that pattern? And then I go, can we look at your chart? Like, sure. Well, there it is. Clear as day, the 4 hot spots you're avoiding, which are your own blind spots that you're getting blindsided every time you try to move. There's your 20 lessons at one place or 20 lessons in multiple places.
Anyone who's listening right now, they're in a relationship. It's all of the things. There was the performance at the beginning. It connected them. They're down the journey, whether, they're long-term relationship, they maybe live together or don't, or married, but now there's a bump in the road. They still love each other, but things are going sideways because statistically, a lot of relationships are going sideways. And now they're just learning that there's this opportunity to do better, know better, do better by getting to the truth of who they are, working with somebody like you. Is it too late? I mean, can the relationship be saved? Or are you just doomed because you didn't do the work before you went into the relationship?
No, actually, like I said, I've told so many couples this. The most powerful couples I've seen in my work are the ones who had, bad infidelity. There was some gambling in one that was, I get it. It's a pretty hefty, wake up call when your spouse has gambled away a lot of your... You worked hard for it, and it's probably a hard hit, right? So whatever it is you're learning from this, so it's not always infidelity. It's more betrayal of something that you energetically had to experience from them. Now, let's just say this happens. Typically, again, it's 2 people with insecurities, and one goes, I was terrible, I screwed up because I was insecure. Yeah, it's all it is, right? So let's just take it at an energetic level. When 2 people can come together with the one word, which is the truth about their BS, like I teach this in my Elevate course. You can see your parents' patterns, this lineage I was talking about, that you bring in from childhood of safety. I need to feel seen. I want to feel liked. I want to be approved of, right? So you can see that on paper. I call it the iPod, right? This is your little iPod playing music and sounds. You're not enough. So you can see that on paper. And when 2 people can see that and come together, and it's even after the blow up, typically the blow up is what breaks open the truth. The blow up is typically the marker of 2 people who are ready to go. I'm insecure. I'm frustrated too. I'm insecure. Cool. Can we talk about that instead of what's wrong with you as a person? Because I believe everybody's perfect. There's nothing wrong with us. We don't need to get fixed. We need to move the distortions that are causing us to show up with these pattern walls. There's distortions in our emotional field. And these distortions are just because, and typically they're not even ours, Carrie. They're this lineage of emotional DNA that we brought in. And we're like, what's wrong with me? I care. You're one. I know better. Like you've known enough. We get to that point, this successful going, I know better. And what the hell am I doing this again for? You're not doing it again. You're repeating an emotional nervous system pattern that says, die, you're gonna die if you don't sabotage this shit. And we have to go, wait a minute. And this is a big takeaway I like to give my clients is who's actually asking to be liked, approved of, and safe right now? Is it 9-year-old me, or is it me? The me in this now moment. your soul always goes, no, that's not me. It's that one. Oh, but it's the 9-year-old. We already know that we're showing up with this poor pattern and going, okay, I call bullshit on myself. That was not okay. So these breakups, these blow-ups, these relationships, that's where the 20 times comes in with one person as opposed to 20 times with 20 people. The 20 times with 20 people seems to me more like a protection mechanism. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like, if I get too close to it, I want someone to go, let's get raw. It's going to suck a lot. It's going to suck once in a while. But then after we know it, my point is quit hemming and hawing about what's wrong with you. Just own the bullshit and say, okay, Carrie, if I'm starting to perform these, here's my stuff. Yeah. If you see any of these, call me on my bullshit. But this is true. I don't like that about me. And by the way, call me out. Because remember you said it's subconscious. It's all subconscious. We don't even know we're doing it. I see people do stuff. They'll say stuff to me all the time when we're working together. And I'm like, did you hear what you... Whoa. No, I got to keep telling you. No. Just tell me what you just said and repeat those words. And they'll say it out loud. I'm like, what did you just hear? And they're like, because that's the 9-year-old talking.
So interesting.